Hey guys, welcome to another video with Lock with Leilani. Who is Lock with Leilani? That is me. So on this video, I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be doing some treats. I want to show you guys how to make some Rice Krispie treats, just kind of like decor, decorated and just kind of sit out for guests. If you decide to do anything for Easter, or even if you're just gonna have like maybe some family over, maybe some nieces and nephews and stuff are coming over in the month of April, and you just want to have some treats out. Super easy, simple way to decorate and create these treats. So I just want to show you guys how to do this. So let me show you guys everything that I have in front of me, and I'll let you guys know exactly how I'm gonna put this together. So first off, I have a bowl right here that I'm gonna be using. I like to use this bowl. This is my trusty bowl. I use this plastic bowl. It's a hard plastic bowl that I put in my microwave, and I use it for my melting chocolate. When I make strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries, anything that I'm making, I use that bowl. You can use these Melting Craft, that's the brand, Melting Craft candy wafers. This is the new brand that they have at Michael's. They used to have Sweet Tooth Fairy. You guys remember I swore by Sweet Tooth Fairy. Walmart has their own brand. I swear by Sweet Tooth Fairy at Michael's. I also have the Rice Krispie treats here. This is just the classic size. These are not the larger ones. If you want to do the bigger ones, you can definitely get the bigger size ones or whatever, but these are just classic ones. I'm just gonna be doing like just a quick little video to show you guys how to make these. They're super simple. I did pull out 4 of the actual little sticks. These are treat sticks, and these are actually from Michael's. And these were originally $3.99. I got them for 50% off, and they have 24 pieces. So what I did was I just kind of cut half of the stick off, because as you guys can see, this is how they're going to be sitting on my actual plate. So I just have those like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of mine, and I'm going to cut the stick off, with a knife. Not knife, I'm sorry, scissors. And I'm just going to kind of pull it off, because I had to kind of twist it off. I'm thinking it was a straw. I don't know why I thought it was a straw. It's actually a treat stick. Duh. So I have to kind of spin it off and get it off of there. Kind of spin it, like cut it with the scissors, and then kind of like twist it or spin it off. And then I was able to get it off that way. I have in front of me, I just have like a little rubber spatula. I found this at Michael's in the baking section. They have the spoon, they have the whisk, they have all of those. I love these for mixing up melting chocolate. I'm actually going to... I think for these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually dip these in green. I'm going to do the light green melting chocolate. I'm going to dip them in green. A lot of times people will dip Rice Krispie treats in white frosting or white melting chocolate. And you dip it in white, and then you kind of go from there to decorate, because you want to be able to see everything, right? So for me, I'm not going to do that, because I want these to be super pastel. So I'm going to actually use the light green. I'm going to actually melt some light green. I'm going to set up the 4 that I'm going to decorate with you guys for this quick video. And then I'm going to dip those in there, and then I'm just going to let them dry. And then I'm going to set them on parchment paper so they can dry. And then once they dry, I will be taking this little silicone candy mold, and I'm going to be making some pieces. So you want to make a couple extra pieces. Like for example, I'm going to be doing 4 of these treats today, but you want to do probably like 6 or 7 of each one of these if that's possible, right? So for example, I'm going to be doing 4, so I'm going to do 2 carrots and 2 bunnies, right? So that would just be this row up here. But since I want to make sure, just in case they break, or because sometimes they'll break, sometimes they will break the melting chocolate if it's too thin or something like that. It's just different things happen. So what I like to do is I like to melt my chocolate first and then put it inside of this mold, and then I'll put this mold in the freezer for about 5 minutes or less, and it will harden. Once it hardens, I'm going to take some more melting chocolate and have it act as glue. And then I'm going to actually stick that on the front of the actual Rice Krispie treat. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's how those are going to look. I'm going to do one in pink, which will be the bunny, and then I'll do the orange for the carrot. I started to actually do like the top part green for the stem, but you don't have to do that. If you want to, you can. The way that you would basically do it is you would like take this mold, and you would have to do like the orange first, and then you would have to let it dry, and then you have to go back and do the green. I don't know if I want to do that today or not. I might do it. We'll see. It's a little testy, because sometimes it works out perfect and sometimes it doesn't. But basically what you would do is you would basically fill the inside of here with that color, and then sometimes you can actually go on afterwards and kind of like paint that color onto the actual piece, and then that will work out too. So we'll see if I do that or not. But basically I'm going to go in and fill these up. I'm going to fill them all the way to the very filling top part of the line. You can just kind of do a very thin layer if you want to, but in my opinion, like in my history, they have broken if you do that. So you definitely want to fill it all the way to the top and make sure that it's completely full and kind of go that route, and then you're good to go. So anyway, so stay tuned for that. So I'm actually going to continue to sit up the 4 of these. I'm going to sit up all 4 of them, and then I'm going to get some parchment paper so that when they actually are drying, they'll have a place to sit on the other side of my counter. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so here are the Rice Krispie treats that I did, and I just did like a thick layer of like chocolate down the center, like kind of just like a swizzle of it down the center. You could do a thinner layer of melting chocolate if you want to, but I did kind of like a thicker layer, just wanted to kind of show like the definition. And then here are the chocolate pieces. And like I was telling you guys about the chocolate pieces, I'm gonna kind of come over here to this side of the counter. I'm gonna let those continue to dry. They are on top of parchment paper drying. So I wanted to show you guys the differences in the melting chocolate pieces. So when you make melting chocolate pieces, sometimes if there's air bubbles in there, I do shake it out, but sometimes I still get an air bubble inconsistency on the carrot. You guys can see the little carrot. I decided to go ahead and leave it all orange since it has like a lot of definition. You guys can see the definition in it. So I'm gonna leave the carrot alone, but you guys see how it came out with like a hole at the bottom? When you're baking like professionally, you cannot use this one. It just would not be, I mean, you could, but it's not professional, right? So you definitely don't wanna use this one. So that's why it's important to make multiple. So because I only needed 2 carrots, I have 4, so that way I have, you know, great options. And then you just look it all the way over and make sure it's perfect, and it is. Like I said, you can use that one if you want to, but if you want to make yourself look really professional, you know, even though you're not a professional, you still want to use the best ones. This one right here is pretty good. It's smooth all the way around the face. You guys can see it has like some character on the face, but the top is chipped at the top. So you want to try to see which ones are best. If you don't have really good ones, or, you know, if you decide you want to like switch it up or whatever, you can make some more. You just have to melt some more chocolate. It's a lot of work, but you know, you can totally melt some more chocolate and do that. But you know, today I'm not gonna do that with you guys. I'm just gonna pretty much show you guys what I'm doing. So I did save some of that chocolate that was melted, but because I have the pink on there that's still like kind of wet on there, I can still use that. So I can just stick my carrots and stuff on there based off of the fact that that's already pretty much like wet. So all I have to do is just take my bunny and just stick the bunny on there, just push it down because it is still pretty wet on there. So that's pretty much the bunny. And then I'm gonna do a blue one. So I'm just gonna like mix it up. I'm gonna do one in orange, one in blue, one that's the blue egg, one with the yellow egg. And then, so now I'm gonna do the yellow egg with the carrot, with the yellow carrot, the orange carrot. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. And then I'm gonna take another bunny and I'm just gonna stick the bunny on this carrot. So this one, so because I have that melted chocolate already still melting on there, I was able to do that. So these are how they look right now. They still have to dry, and as soon as they dry, you can stand them up. I can put them back on my plate, and then I'll come back and show you guys the finished result. And if you have kiddos that like chocolate, or if you like chocolate yourself, you can definitely eat these. They are completely edible. They're just gonna be very hard because they're thick, right? But you can totally, you know, use these. You can put them in your coffee. You can put them in a little baggie, put them in your coffee, put them in some hot cocoa later, maybe make some hot cocoa with the sprinkles that I share with you guys that are from Target. You guys can do that and then throw these in there if you want to later. Or if you just wanna melt them down in your coffee, because some people don't like to waste. So if you don't wanna waste them, you can just drop them down in your coffee and they'll melt, just give you some white chocolate, because the chocolate that I use the melting chocolate is a white chocolate. So while those Rice Krispie treats are drying down, I'm going to wash up all my stuff, get my stuff prepped, because I'm gonna be making myself some lunch in a minute, some healthy lunch, vegetables. I'm gonna be doing that in a second. So I'm just gonna start cleaning up my mess, and then I'll come back and show you guys the finished result. Let me know down in the comments if you guys like Rice Krispie treats. Do you think that this is something that you would be able to make if you were to bake this? I know some people don't bake at all, they're not interested. But if you are interested, that's awesome. But do you think it's an easy recipe? Do you guys think this is something simple that you can make, being that the Rice Krispie treats are already made for you? You can make your own Rice Krispie treats from scratch. It's really nice and very simple. But if you just want to buy the box ones and you want to put together a very quick treat, you definitely can do it how you want to. And like I told you guys in my Sesame Street cupcake video, definitely go check that one out if you guys have not seen it. I was telling you guys to, you know, be yourself, take your time, you know, do things your way, figure out stuff the best way that you want to figure them out, do stuff the way that you like to, and just practice, and practice makes perfect. So even if you never get perfect and it's just, you know, it's cute, it's fine, it's for your family, you're baking, your family will appreciate it, your kids will appreciate it, your nieces and nephews will appreciate it. So definitely, excuse me, I was going to cough. Definitely go ahead and, you know, just practice and take your time with things and just kind of play around with stuff, you know, figure out different ideas, come up with your own and stuff like that. And it's super simple to bake. So yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and clean my mess up, like I said, and let those things dry up a little bit, those treats, and then I'm gonna come back and show them to you guys, the end result.